Hey folks, Zechs here for another entry in my 13 Slays of Halloween. I apologize for not putting it on tonight. Unfortunately, due to the crud I had, I couldn't see it Wednesday or Thursday. Unfortunately, due to that, uh, it was kind of on delayed screens, like at 7 o'clock and 10 o'clock at night. And given the fact that I work basically almost till next Saturday, it means I can't see it. So I apologize. But in its place, I pretty much found a movie that fits more into this tune of this column I do every year for Halloween. That's rare Halloween films. And I found this movie called Magic. Stars Anthony Hopkins and Anne Margaret. I found this movie via my friend Jordan when I kind of didn't realize I'm delayed for posting this video up late because me and him I went to his house and we watched a ton of horror movies. And he showed me this movie when I got to his place, and he's like, I found this movie. It stars Anthony Hopkins, but I never heard about this movie. Have you? And I looked at it, I'm like, nope, I haven't seen it either. So I'm like, do you want to watch it? I'm like, hell yes. So we did. And it's an amazing movie. It's a really good movie. I mean, I can see why it was forgotten because, one, Silence of the Lambs, two, Richard Attenborough kind of did this to make Gandhi, and three, it came out in 1978, and right there, that should tell you why this movie got forgotten, because of a certain other movie that came out at a time period. You might remember that movie being Halloween. So yeah, Halloween kind of probably made this movie become obscure, and because of that, this movie's kind of good, and it's a welcome surprise because I was like, okay, a young Anthony Hopkins movie. Okay, I didn't expect this, but also it's a killer dummy movie, but also it has Ed Lautner in it. Why the hell haven't I heard this movie with Ed Lautner? Because Ed Lautner's in this movie. I should have seen this movie already, and that was enough for me to say, yeah, we gotta see this. And so we did, and it's an amazing movie. The movie's basically Anthony Hopkins plays this ventriloquist slash magician named Corky, and basically we see already in the opening act of the movie he bombs horribly at a comedy act, and so he basically has to rethink his act, and he does. We see a flash forward a couple years later, his act is now super hot. He's super good, and he's attracting the attention of Burgess Meredith's character, who's his agent, and he says, I'll get you this act in NBC now. You're hitting big time now. And while Anthony Hopkins is like, oh, yes, it's awesome. I finally got it. I hit the big time. He's also terrified because you don't really get why. And that's something I like about this movie. It takes its time to reveal everything step by step. You don't get the full picture until maybe 1 hour into the movie, and after that, basically Anthony Hopkins' character, he goes like away from the big city and goes to his old stopping grounds in this old quaint town where he meets Anne Margaret's character, who he had a crush on. They rekindle that crush, but unfortunately Anne Margaret's character is married, and basically there's some great pieces here. The chemistry between is really good, but the movie just hits that extra mark when there's the two of them, and they're just like, he's doing this magic trick, and Hopkins just really shows you something's not right even further with Corky, and something's like not right up here, and you're like, okay, what the heck? But you're starting to understand why, because he explains it too, why this trick's difficult, but also like why he wants to be such a perfectionist with this trick. So then that happens, and then later on, not about 10 or 20 minutes later, Burgess Meredith's character shows up again, and it happens to be the most tense as fuck scene I haven't seen in a while. And it's like, basically, the two of them just talking. No music, just them, Anthony Hopkins and the dummy Fats in one corner, you have Burgess Meredith in the other corner, and they're just acting their shit out of this scene. Like, really awesome, really tense scene. Probably the most tense scene I've seen in a while. Like, the closest tense scene I've seen like that is probably Sicario, with Denisio Del Toro's character, like at the end of the movie, where he just walks up to the drug dealer who fucked over his life, and you know something's going to happen bad, and it does. And same thing here. You're like, okay, this is not going to end well, and you're wondering what's going to happen. And sure enough, holy shit. And from there, that's what the point of the film is like, okay, Ed Lautner's in this movie. Where the hell's Ed Lautner? And sure enough, right after that, thought, here he comes showing up. He plays the husband of Aunt Margaret's character. Oh yeah, oops, she's married. So he obviously knows something's up between him and Anthony Hopkins and Aunt Margaret. He's trying to figure out what's going on. To top it off, Anthony Hopkins is trying to just freak the fuck out what happened to the encounter with Burger Meredith's character, and it all keeps on going up and up. The tension just explodes in that final act, and you're like, holy shit. And Anthony Hopkins is the anchor of this movie, and holy fuck does he carry this movie well. I mean, there's like scenes of him just talking to himself, because he also voices the dummy character too, and he just nails these two different personas, and it has a very Psycho-esque element, but unlike Psycho, where Psycho tipped its hat at the end of the movie, this movie tips its hat like, I would say 45 minutes into the movie. And then once that scene of Burst Mary shows up, you understand why Hopkins is quirky, is a little bit uncorked. And you get why he is, but also you get that, okay, how bad is this going to be? I get. And you kind of feel sorry for the guy even more than Norman Bates, because Norman Bates, he fucking tricked us. And basically, sort of Corky does too, in a way. He pretty much tricks even Anne Margaret's character by doing something later on, the climax of the movie. But you understand he does care for her. And it's that end of the movie, the climax, where it just reaches that crescendo, and you just see that, and like the end of Anthony Hopkins' character arc in this entire movie leads to that, and you're like, okay, oh god, that was a rush. And then it goes into something else at the end of the movie. The last 2 minutes is like, okay, that's over. Here comes the Anne Margaret's character, and then what the fuck? What? Like literally, that was like the end of the movie. Basically, my friend and me were just like, wait, that's how this movie ended? Rewind that. It can't end. It's like, what just happened? Did we miss something? And sure enough, like, what the fuck? What's going on here? And honestly, I agree with him that the movie should have ended before that scene, because if it ended that scene, it would have been more powerful. But afterwards, another friend talked to us, so like after we were posting on Facebook, and we were like, well, this is the reason why the scene was in there, and I get why, but I still like it better if it ended just there. I almost understand a little bit now, more closer, why this movie isn't as remembered, but still powerful as fuck. And I still highly recommend it, even though that last 20 seconds is like, the fuck? But yeah, this was a highly entertaining movie. I highly recommend it. It's a very obscure movie. I didn't even realize that. I have to hunt this movie down now. Hopefully get as lucky as my friend Jordan did when he found this movie, because damn was it good. So yeah, I highly recommend Magic, and after this, don't worry, it's gonna be, everything is gonna be on schedule. I've seen every other movie that's on this list now, so this was the only little curveball that happened. So yeah, night folks.